It is this way, yes. What time
Am
is
I
it for you?
outrunning you?
Wait, what time is it for you, Katie?
I'm sorry?
What time is it for you?
Uh, almost 7:15.
AM?
She's
PM?
in Singapore.
Yeah.
PM.
Shut up, Eli.
I've been to Singapore.
Yeah,
Great place.
I'm just reading your GPS. You know where your region is, right?
I went to school in Singapore.
Wow, did you like it?
I did, actually. It's very actually
Let me just change this real quick. You got me here?
it was a very familiar culture. Yes. Let's go to the flask room first.
We normally do this room first.
Yeah, but you gotta use the vial first. Do you know how to use the vial? Go down one floor.
Yeah, let's go. Don't- Come on.
What?
You can go.
Let's go.
You
let's
can
go,
go
let's
from there as well. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you don't lure stuff and then just go downstairs while I'm there.
Wait, so what's this vial thing for? Like, why do we need this?
This way. Just come.
They will spawn at 40% HP, 50%, something like that.
Go up the stairs.
Ah,
Yeah, so you kill them faster.
And they still get full experience.
Yeah.
wow.
What?
Sugoi.
Yeah, use it there.
Okay, so it's done.
See.
So for the next 30 minutes, they'll spawn with low HP.
Yeah, let's just kill this
Yeah.
box first. So normally we would come here. Oh shit.
But you guys shouldn't do here though if it's rapid respawn. You should just do like 3 boxes max. Upstairs.
See,
I suppose-
if I can't Terra
That's
Wave,
walking.
it's kind of sad. But yeah, I suppose this could work. In like a masochistic kind of way.
Vanessa, kiss.
Ma- Okay, it's too early in the morning for me to pronounce words, okay? Oh no. Cobra Viziers.
Yeah, just watch out with the chain damage.
They kind of tickle me.
Tickle you fancy?
They tickle my fancy. Yeah, and since
I mean, up to you, man.
did you already use your range rest?
Yeah, I did.
I think you can use it like once at the beginning of the pole and then once at the end because it'll cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
It's a 11-second cooldown for me. So aids. Wait, let's go up. Let's go up. Which way is up again? I can't remember. There it is. Let's find the best place to box. Probably. Oh fuck.
Oh no, I don't want these.
Can you open the door? Just to yourself?
No? Okay.
Oh shit, it's locked, is it?
I don't. Is it? Oh, it is locked. Do you have the key?
Damn.
But you
Which
don't
way
have
you
to open it though. You get a nice full box if you don't. Or you're just missing one.
No, we want to like
Wait a minute.
signs push
How do
this
you?
thing.
It doesn't even say it's locked. You just can't use it. Where'd you go?
There.
That's the boss. You don't want that guy. Oh.
So normally you just oh shit.
Look, we're on rapid, so we should just take the 2 best spots and rotate between the 2.
Yeah. What's the 2? Because we need. Have you finished the viziers?
No,
Do you want to finish the viziers?
I don't really care. Like I said, I'm not a bestiary person. I'm EXP.
I think this room is pretty good.
But it's so small.
Don't remind me. Katie reminds me enough.
She does.
Yeah.
Slow and small.
Hey.
Okay. Okay. I thought that
She's been only abusing me over text. It's refreshing to get abused by voice now too.
I thought we were supposed to be having deep conversations.
Oh, this is a different kind of deep.
Seems very shallow to
Um,
me. Like
Wait a minute.
more
it's
ways
up
than
here.
one. This cannot be the best. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, but then
No.
we can.
Okay,
No,
again.
we don't kill this. We go up again. We don't kill this, but we
But-
might
but-
kill it. Oh.
Okay, what I mean by two best poles is two best poles next to each other.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out which is the two best pools next to each other.
While
Because I know
caring about
the-
viziers.
The one ups, yeah, what killing because the one upstairs is really good.
I say it's just the cauldron room, north and south.
But come up here, I'll show you.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of
This
stuff here.
this room is pretty big.
Don't do all of them. Because you can handle a full box, I probably can't or don't want to.
Just be careful. The chain damage is pretty strong here.
Nasty. They only chain
Otherwise,
as a counterattack.
but
so-
but we used the thing already, didn't we? It'll be a waste to leave now.
Use the what thing?
The vial.
I mean, it's not a waste. It just takes the cobra.
It's just what?
You just need a cobra. It doesn't get consumed. The vial doesn't get consumed.
Oh right. So I don't know. Do you want to stay here or do you want to go to Sphinx?
I want to do the top and bottom pole for the cauldron room.
What's the cauldron room?
The room above Scarlet. So let's go to Scarlet and then take the yeah.
Oh, these guys are in red. Let's just go.
You're too good at leaving your druid behind while you go to a different floor.
Yeah. Is it this floor?
No, but we can kill this.
Yeah, I'm expert at abandoning. I'm gonna make a great dad one day.
Oh boy, this is top quality content. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, are you? This room.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm getting raped here.
Top quality content.
Oh. So what's the conversation of the night?
Um,
That time thing really like messed me up a little bit yesterday.
what time?
Well, not really messed me up. It's just like if we had the ability to control time, we also destroy all purpose in life.
Come. So this pole and the pole down there, and that's it. We just come back and forth.
Down where?
Down. Keep going down.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, and this room.
oh, alright, I see. Yeah, okay. All right, let's just do that then.
That way you get a few viziers too.
Nah, I don't really care what the busy is. I just want to get the main ones done.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me what you know about time.
Well, it just occurred to me that if we could control time, then, you know, then there's no purpose anymore. Like, there's no point in doing anything. Because
I agree.
things only happen over time. But what's interesting is is we think time of this as is like this constant thing that's just always pushing in one direction, but it's actually something that can be, you know, stretched and slowed down and sped up, but can't go backwards, which is kind of interesting. And it's largely driven by gravity, right?
You could say the reverse.
Like,
Gravity is driven by time.
could yeah.
Hmm.
Like even the satellites that the service providers they have, it's a very 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 minor adjustment they need to make when they report the time to your phone, because the speed. Oh, see, that's the other thing, right? It's not just gravity; it's the speed in which someone's traveling in will
Right.
also determine.
I mean, that determines relative time. It doesn't. It doesn't determine time. Well, it doesn't change time in your own inertial frame. I think the more you kind of understand about special relativity, the more you kind of realize how much of a genius Einstein was.
Yeah, because it's like you gotta like remember that guy didn't have shit, right? He just had to use his imagination.
He had pen and paper.
Literally, he had nothing.
I think the age of pen and paper physics is done. I don't think there's any more physics to be learned through just sitting down and thinking. Go a bit more north on this pole.
You mean up a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although, if I have to put Einstein up against Isaac Newton, I think Newton wins.
But
I'm-
they were in completely different eras, right? Like Newton's time was.
They are.
I mean, they
yeah.
both were a little bit, but Newton was very, very largely affected by religion.
Yes, actually, you're right. But still,
Because
that
that-
didn't impede his science.
I think it. I mean, yes and no. Like, if he had the support that he had, imagine if there was a Newton that was born today. Like the amount of support people would give him, and not be so influenced by religion or restricted, because you know people really believed that shit back then. You know, there was no alternative.
I
That
guess.
was what gave people purpose.
Yeah.
And you were almost shunned as a non-believer if you didn't believe.
Right. It's yeah. Whenever they reach any kind of a dead end with science, they kind of turn to religion. I guess that was kind of their bump in the road that stopped them from innovating as much as they did.
And it's this easy saying, you know, like I think religion had its purpose, right? It was this convenient way to explain why things happened for people in a world where they didn't really have a lot of explanation. And people needed that because, you know, the world was a scary place.
Right.
And they didn't know why things happened. And this gave them a really good out. And but the issue with that is it's also like a convenient truth, you know. So if you're stuck on a problem, instead of trying to figure it out, someone just says, "Oh, it's just God's will," and you're like, and then sometimes you just accept that. As,
Yeah. He's
"Oh,
just like,
it's
okay,
God's will."
sure. Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
said it impedes on innovation. because you don't question like why anymore. You just say, oh yeah, it's God.
Yep.
I should be using my UE more.
Have you got a tier helmet?
Nope. I wish I did.
Stop buying houses, man. Buy things that actually matter.
How is that not buying houses? Houses matter.
You're right. You're right. It is a beautiful home. I didn't even know they made stuff like that. It's like when I discovered the one in Faramine that you sold Edgar.
Oh yeah, House of
Like, oh,
Eastern
what a
House of
shit.
Tranquility. Yeah, that's cool. Actually, we're making quite a bit of experience here.
Are we?
Yeah.
4.6. Yeah, I think Katie and Anero gets up to 5.5.
Onero?
Anero, he's a potato EK who doesn't know how to race.
It's also, I believe,
Katie will complain all about it for you.
I believe that means dream in Latin.
What, Anero?
Onero, yeah.
Really?
Or relating to dreams.
I see.
Dreams or yeah.
Well, we're at 4.8 now. Which is pretty decent. Considering I don't have the best distance res. Not bad.
Yeah.
I think the skill wheel has definitely helped a lot. Because I can do 4 at a time and have less, like, instead of 15-second cooldown, it's now 11 seconds. Which is a surprisingly big difference. It's like 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what we can talk about.
Yeah.
We can talk about the concept of sleep. There's always something that's kind of like baffled me, like why we need sleep.
Oh yeah. Sleep is mysterious. It's so
Like it's a universal truth, right? Like every creature in this world needs sleep. Doesn't matter what you are.
oh yeah, some version of low metabolism. Yes. I don't think sometimes you can call it sleep like we humans do. But yeah, it's so evolutionarily backwards, and yet almost every creature evolves with it.
Yeah.
So there's got to be like some fundamental necessity with it. That's kind of mysterious. I don't think I can add too much on this topic. I'm not a sleep expert.
I suffer a lot of insomnia, actually. Yeah, insomnia is bad, man.
Not bad. Yeah, I imagine.
I just, because it's very hard. Like, I don't know, my mind's just always ticking in. I can never like relax enough to just fall asleep. So I always take ages to get to sleep. Unless I really tire myself out, then that's a different story. But just normally if I lie there, just can't do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I had that period too, but lately it's been really easy for me to fall asleep. I think the older you get, the easier it is to sleep. Oh my god, that missed. Sleep. What can I add to this? Yeah, I got nothing. It's a time when long-term memory is created, and there's a lot of cell repair, and it feels good. I don't know what else I can say.
Just the necessity of it, and I don't know, what dreams?
Yeah, dreams are weird.
Like, why does that exist?
Why? This.
Yeah. And it's what's really interesting. It's not just us that dream, right? It's everything.
Oh yeah, true. Animals dream too.
Animals dream.
Well, let's say the reason why, it is a pretty good hypothesis, and it's just that the brain requires constant stimulation, and when you don't give it stimulation, it creates it for itself.
Is it kind of like your car battery, and if you don't drive it, the battery dies, so you buy one of those things that trickle battery in?
No, it's not quite like that. It's more like if you don't use the battery, it starts by itself, and it tries to use power. Because that's what the brain is essentially doing, right? It's like there's not enough outside stimuli to keep me engaged, so I'm gonna create my own. This is why. Have you seen that Vsauce production, like Michael Stevens production on YouTube called what's it called? Mind something? Crap, I forget what it's called. It's Mind something, but
Okay.
he just tackles some challenging everyday like science and social science problems, right? And I think his very first episode is where he tackles isolation. Since humans are social creatures, what do you do when you take humans away from other humans? What happens? What happens to the human brain?
It's an evolutionary thing, right? Because for tens of thousands of years, because we're not particularly strong creatures. We're very smart, but what we've learned is that we survive a lot better if we stick together. And I think because of the evolutionary trait, it's caused us, and that's why we feel lonely and we like being part of a community. It's because for tens of thousands of years, that's just how we've always behaved.
Right. Okay, so he basically trapped himself in a room for, I forget how long, 3 days or 5 days, but it's a significant number of days. And at one point, after a while, like the first 24 hours, I'd say it's pretty normal, because everything is novel. You're in a room by yourself. You're being watched. You know, there's a novel aspect to that. And then afterwards, when everything kind of becomes to get dull, you start to hallucinate. You start seeing things. You start seeing things that are not there, hearing things that are not there. And in general, just having mental problems. Because you're in a stage of, I guess this is not just social deprivation, it's also just
How long does the test go for before someone starts exhibiting this kind of behavior?
Not long. Like if you put a human in a room with no stimuli, not very long at all. Especially the current generation that relies on social media and everything to kind of survive. Not long at all. I'd say put an average Gen Z in a room for, I don't know, just 24 hours. They'll start to go insane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Solitary confinement for 24 hours and they'll go insane.
I don't know. I've never seen any like real stuff. This is not humane, by the way. But because solitary confinement is one of the worst forms of torture, really. It's mental torture.
Isn't that funny? It's like you literally the worst thing you can do to someone is nothing. Just bore them to death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this is why the brain, when lacking any kind of thing to stimulate itself, well, from the environment, begins to create things to stimulate itself. This is exactly what's happening with sleep. You're seeing darkness because your eyes are closed. You're not moving around at all. You're typically not smelling, touching, or doing anything. Just nothing. And then after a few hours, the brain is like, okay, I gotta do something about this. And it starts to dream. It starts to hallucinate.
Is dream hallucination?
Whoa.
Shit.
Okay, that was close. I'm a box in here, I think.
I'm getting wrecked here.
I don't. Okay, yeah.
That's I think the visors, the chain.
Yeah, that was rough for that one moment. I'll be careful about that.
Whew. Sorry, I used the pot.
Did you? Okay.
Used the booze.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I was on red for one too many turns. I don't feel comfortable.
If I ever see red, I start to pray, because that's just the mage life.
Pray.
Yep.
Oh, were you red too?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
for like a turn. Yeah, maybe you just stand south, where there's more room for me to run. Because I went low because I got trapped. And then let me pull the north part.
Well, I could do one quick pull from north and come down.
Come down,
And
yeah,
you can
okay,
do
yeah.
a second pull.
That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, that's essentially what dreams are.
This is what dreams are made of.
Massive hallucinations caused by sensory deprivation. God damn it. Confusing my words.
Hmm.
But I do find it interesting that
Here's something that you might want to talk about.
Okay.
Is you know how like Roman numerals
yeah,
doesn't have the concept of zero. There's no zero in Roman numerals.
right,
Like,
yeah,
who
yeah.
invented the concept of zero? That's always been like blown my mind.
I think it was the Arabic mathematicians.
Like that is a real like imagine a world where there was no zero and then suddenly someone decided.
Yeah, because I don't think nothing is intuitive. The
I
concept
know
of
that's what I
nothing.
mean. Like it's
Yeah.
just like that's kind of just there's a world before zero.
It's true, yeah. It
That's why
wasn't.
there's the AC BC.
It wasn't
Um,
until like I think it was the 12th century or 11th century that the concept of zero became a thing.
But that's like how do you explain what zero is to someone?
That's a very good question.
Like
think-
that's kind of crazy, man.
I mean, when we talk about zero, we're talking about zero of something. You can't just say zero and then expect people to understand what that means. You always have to say, "Oh, I have no apples," or "I have no whatever money." You can't just say, "I have no." No what?
I just have nothing.
No, but then you always have something. You always have your life. You always have your consciousness. That's not zero. Hopefully.
No, but like so for example, if you're aging your children, right? A lot of say people that you're born zero, and then after you go 1 year,
Oh, like 0
But
years
nothing.
old?
yeah, how can you be nothing? You're existing.
Right. I guess from the moment you are born, I guess you are zero. But after a minute, you're a 1 minute old. After a second, you're a second old. So zero still doesn't mean
Oh yeah,
much.
I suppose that's true.
I think it's actually one of the greatest tragedies of of those ages, the Middle Ages. Are those even called the Middle Ages? Like the 11, 1200s, or whatever. Because there was so much mathematical innovation back then. Right? This was in Baghdad. You have like these great Arabic mathematicians, philosophers, scientists, making great strides in innovation and the way we think. You know, like they invented algebra, for God's sake. That's something that you can't have
True.
math without algebra. But what happened was this guy, deeply religious guy, what's his name? Al-Ghazali, I think. He's like, mathematics is evil. It's the work of Satan, essentially. And because he was deeply religious, he had a wide kind of scope of influence as well. This is the sad part. People believe him.
Oh, but by the way, I think your Tibia music is still on. I don't know if you want to turn it off.
It is on, but it's very low in my recording software. So.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens after this.
No, I just remember you talking about that issue. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he's like, if you practice mathematics, you are working with Satan, with the devil. And then just like that, mathematical innovation stopped. And
Isn't that sad?
And since then, there has been no innovation in that field in Baghdad. Now, if you look there now, no one would say, in the year 2023, that Baghdad is the center of mathematical innovation. But 1,000 years ago, we could. And
it was literally named after them, algebra.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just sad that a single person
can ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah, with falsehood too, right? Like, who are you to claim that this is the work of the devil? Like, are you conspiring with the devil? Sorry.
Okay.
Are you conspiring with the devil to destroy humanity or whatever? I don't know. Or to save humanity in this case? It's sad. So that one move, even though it was a very significant move, was one that probably set back human civilization hundreds of years.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Because then we wouldn't make great strides in mathematics until the days of, I guess, significant mathematics wouldn't come until basically Isaac Newton in the 1700s. Or I guess 16 to 1700s. And then guess what happened once he did come along? Industrial Revolution. That's how important like math and science is to civilization. The moment one like really smart guy comes along who begins to innovate, we have revolutions, which means just like a total paradigm shift where everything changes and our lives change and jobs change. I mean, the same thing happened with Einstein. Einstein came along and boom. I would say that's the technological revolution. That's where we got the information
It always
age.
amazes me how like one person can literally change everyone else's lives.
Yeah, I know.
Just the one thing that I've always been super like, just isn't that incredible?
It changes humanity's fundamental understanding of the world.
It's and the crazy thing is, it really is anybody can do. Like anybody has the ability to do it.
For the kind of stuff that Newton and Einstein did, not anybody, I don't think.
No, but what I'm saying is like you don't need to be super connected, right? To do things to affect people's lives. Like you can genuinely just. And I guess I'm just experiencing this more and more as I run businesses, and I'm just thinking, I just do not understand why people work 9 to 5. This is just, it's crazy to me how people is comfortable living that way. I do not understand it. I've seen people with absolutely nothing and just sell bloody t-shirts or whatever and make way more money. I had this guy literally selling tape, and he made $5 million from selling tape. And
Oh yeah, people.
It's just like there's a company that sells. He called himself a daddy scrub or something, but yeah, he's in 3,000 stores and fucking sells heaps. It's just incredible how you can literally be nobody and then just almost overnight be somebody.
In this day and age, yes, this is true.
And most of the time, it actually is just a mindset. It's a choice. That too many people are just kind of scared to take.
Or lazy.
A bit of both. I think in your case it's lazy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thanks, but yes, you're right.
Truth is the truth. I'll never sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
No, but at the same time though, like it's also a choice of lifestyle, because with this life it comes with a tremendous amount of stress. And sometimes it's not that you're lazy or you don't want to do it. It's just that you want to avoid that stress.
Right.
Because it's not everyone. It's not the life for everyone.
Yeah.
You know. It's definitely not the life for everyone.
What's your favorite topic to talk about? Like not anything specific, but like, what is it? Like a general topic you like to talk about?
Things that are beyond our own existence. Kind of like when we talk about consciousness, when we talk about purpose, when we talk about space.
The metaphysical.
I think that's like that stuff, because in a strange way it takes me out. It takes me away from my everyday problems.
Right, it does. Huh?
And it makes it feel very inconsequential. All the things that I'm worried about right now, it's just like, why do I worry? It doesn't make any sense to worry.
Let's go.
Hang on. Let's skip these.
Oh. Yeah.
And because, I mean, we're starting to get people, start setting death. It's funny because my New Year's resolution last year was to start getting death threats from people.
That's when you know you've succeeded.
Well, no, because genuinely, if you want to change, you have make real change. You need to change the existing system, and when you change the existing system, people will fucking hate you for it. And because I've read many books on successful people, and general rule is that they do piss people off.
You gotta get people to hate you. Yes, I agree.
And I think that's why I was like, part of my goal is I need to start getting death threats, and it's kind of strange, but we kind of are starting to get that
From
and
environmentalists.
not just people, like business owners, because we're basically cutting them out.
Oh, I see. Capitalism.
And it's kind of like, well, I mean, you've had your time taking people's lunch money. Now it's my turn to take yours.
Okay.
It's all balanced.
The circle of commerce.
I mean, it's just economy, right? Money goes around.
I was trying to make a clever joke on the circle of life.
I know. Sorry, it wasn't very funny. Let's see if I have anything there. But yeah, just like things that are just more. Have you seen the show from Neil deGrasse Tyson narrated it? It's a Cosmos, a Space-Time Odyssey. It's like a kind of a animated kind of version of history and science and everything. Oh shit.
trap. Okay, here we go. I think I have. Yeah, it was on Netflix, right? Yeah, it was on Netflix at one point.
I don't know if it was on Netflix.
It's the successor to Carl Sagan's version.
Yes, yes. Is it on Netflix?
It was, but then they took it down.
Oh damn, that's
Yeah.
lame.
At one point it was. Yeah, that's how I discovered it. Yeah, I did watch it. It's great. That's from
Yeah, like that stuff was really cool. Like
I like the part where he put like the time scale of human civilization into perspective on a universal scale.
I mean, that's kind of when I started questioning, why do we think we're so goddamn special? You know, we're literally our existence is so insignificant.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't like thinking about it that way because we are all we are. Mm, we are all we have. It's not that we are an insignificant part of the universe. It's that to us we are the only thing in the universe that's us. You know, like the planet Mars is not us. Proxima Centauri is not us. The only thing that's us is what we have here on Earth. So you could, I guess, look at it on a grander scale, but it's very irrelevant to our everyday life.
No, so you know how the whole like, are we alone in this universe? Is there life outside of Earth? All that kind of stuff. I mean, even Earth took 4 million years before the basic form of life even started forming.
400 million.
40 million in a what's 13.7 billion year universe. That's a very small proportion, and that's when everything lined up perfectly, right? So the odds of having life and surviving life, because you remember, like Earth went through different stages of life, and things got wiped out periodically,
Right.
and so for life to happen, one, you need to have like basically perfect conditions, and then for that to simultaneously happen on multiple planets that can then also develop technology that they can transmit intellect between each other. I mean, that the chances of that happening I think is incredibly low. Like having a life on planet is already hard enough, let alone intelligent life where they all have the ability to, all exist within the same spectrum, right? Because I'm kind of making the assumption that there may be more than the spectrum that we can detect with our eyes and ears and equipment. There may be more out there. So then, assuming our existence is the same, we can detect the same sort of frequencies and communicate with each other. But then have the ability to, because you think about humanity, just humanity, right? Like we've been around for 10,000 years, but it's only really in the last 50 years we can do space travel. Really.
Yeah.
And even that, we're not doing it very particularly well because it's horrendously expensive. We can only send like a very tiny proportion of our population to space. We can't really do shit out there right now anyway.
Yeah.
So for two kind of civilizations that can coexist and kind of do all these things.
Oh wait, I forgot to reactivate the cauldron. I just did it.
Oh shit, has it?
I just did it.
Oh nice. I suppose we run past it every day. Not every day, every lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the issue. It's not that we are alone in this world. It's just that there's probably civilizations that does exist, but just never in the same time.
True. Yeah. Because most likely, if intelligent
like
life, yeah.
Yeah. And for us to look out, right? We're looking into the past essentially.
Yeah.
So as we pair to the horizon of the universe, that was when that particular place was God knows how old, right? Because if someone opposite was looking at Earth, they wouldn't see life, or at least they wouldn't see intelligent life.
Intelligent, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Life is
So like we could just be looking at the past. See, this is something that always kind of bothered me. Is that how like you know they always say there's nothing faster than the speed of light.
hmm
But when you're looking through these telescopes, technically, your eyes are able to see things at a rate that's faster than the speed of light, right?
How so?
Well, I mean, otherwise, how do you see something that's 13.7 billion years old? Like, because that's the furthest we've seen, right?
Right.
In order for us to do that, we have to. So the space between the light, or the object refracting the light, that must mean that space itself, whatever that is faster than the speed of light.
Well, the reason we see things that are that are technically in the past is because light takes time to travel to us, and while it's traveling, obviously you're not going to see it while it's traveling. You only see it once it reaches your corneas, and it just takes light that long to reach you. So you're still not seeing faster than light. You're just seeing at the speed of light. Yeah. And it's I don't know, it's a common misconception that nothing can travel faster than light. Plenty of things can travel faster than light. It's just no information can travel faster than light. You can't gather new information by doing like FTL information traveling. Yeah. For example, there was a great Vsauce video about this. What is the speed of dark?
Speed of dark.
Yeah, the speed of dark can be anything you want, really. You just need enough space. Like, you can have a shadow travel across the surface of, let's say, the moon instantaneously. Whereas light would take, a certain number, or a certain fraction of a second to travel across the surface of the moon, whereas a shadow can travel across it instantly just by, if you had a powerful enough flashlight, for example, and you aimed it at the moon, and then you drag the flashlight across the surface of the moon, the darkness that's being cast from parts that's not illuminated by your flashlight would travel faster than light. I don't know if that's super easy to visualize. Probably not. But one that might be easier to visualize is, let's say you have a pair of scissors, and you know how when you cut with the scissors, the two blades they eventually intersect.
Yep.
So obviously the tips take a while to intersect, but that region, like between your fingers and the tip of the blades, that region that begins to intersect and move towards the blades, that travels faster than the tips essentially are moving. So if you have a big enough pair of scissors, let's say you have, I don't know, scissors that's a light year long, and then on one end you use it to cut, then the other end would move faster than light, as well as the intersection between the two blades. Although that's physically impossible, because actually force, the electromagnetic force, actually propagates through most materials at the speed of sound. So. I actually thought that was fascinating, by the way.
What was fascinating?
That electromagnetic forces propagate through most materials at the speed of sound. Like whatever it takes for sound to travel through an object, that's how quickly a push force against that material would travel.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say I had a stick that's 100 meters long, and I push one end of it. How quickly would the other end move? Like when
Yeah.
would the other, like if I push one side of the stick now, when would the other side of the stick move the same amount of distance I pushed? It's not instantaneous. Otherwise, we could have faster than light communication, right?
Yeah.
So
Do you have any theories on what would happen if we were able to travel faster than the speed of light?
I don't. You can look at general relativity. If you travel faster than light, you go back in time.
I think if we can travel faster than the speed of light, then we can. That's our entry into the next dimension.
It violates causality.
As well.
It violates causality. If you can travel faster than light, then you would be able to go back to. You can go back in time. You can affect things that have not happened yet, or rather has already happened. There's a theoretical particle called. Oh my god, I'm forgetting words.
Because okay, no, think of this. Think of this. The So, it's kind of. I got the idea actually looking at Tibia minimap. You know, where like you can scroll out the minimap to a point where there's nothing left, right? It's just black. And as you scroll out, I don't know why it just reminded me of like there was this video of someone zooming out of the universe from Earth. You know, that you can see Andromeda, you can see.
Oh yeah. The size
Milky
of the
Way,
universe in perspective. Yeah.
And then it just keeps going because I actually really want to create like a real life immersive experience for people, where I kit out a room with just LEDs, like roof, floor, ceiling, all LEDs, and then we create this like as if you're sitting from your home in a lawn chair, and then right, I'm gonna take it to space, and then we just like on Google Maps, you can just pick a location and start scrolling up, and it just goes from house to town to city to country, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
But then we keep going, right? We don't stop there. We pass the moon, we pass Mars, we leave our solar system, we see Andromeda, we start like navigating through the universe, and it gets to the point where you see the what do they call it? The microwave radiation, like the remnants of the Big Bang.
Background radiation, yeah.
Yeah, so we go all the way to that point, right? And then that's when you kind of stop because that's all we can see up till right now. And everything else is just darkness, right?
Yeah, because light literally cannot reach us from those points. Okay, we need to move.
Yeah, they're all respawning. What I'm thinking is if you can think of Tibia, right, and how it exists. It's a program within the computer digital world. And are you familiar with the OSI layers for networking?
No, explain it to me.
So there's 7 OSI layers for how the this is such a long time ago.
Just a general,
We
just
learned
a
this.
general breakdown.
We,
It's like,
we learned this in sort of computer networking, right? Like it's just for it was to understand how packets work, how information is transferred, and it goes through 7 layers, right? So the first layer is kind of like the hardware, your actual physical, copper cable or fiber cable or whatever it is you're using, right?
okay.
And then the second layer is switching, so things like your switch. And then layer 3 is your routing, so that's like your IP addresses and how things are actually directed. They're like the addresses of the IP world, right? Like, so they know where to go. There's layer 4, which is a transport layer. Well, that's kind of convenient. All the scouts are together.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then layer 5 is the session, etc., etc. So for us to be able to log in Tibia, every single transaction goes through this process, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it all uses electrons or electricity to be able to transmit this kind of information.
Electrons, yeah.
So I'm thinking, if we can travel faster than the speed of light, then that's when we kind of like break into the next dimension. Because and the reason I say that is the reason why we can't travel faster than the speed of light is potentially because, like, when like in some games when you move from one location to the other, it needs to kind of like load the minimap a little bit.
The map, yeah.
That's kind of like us. So our simulation that we're in
Oh, it can't
can
load.
only load the maximum speed it can load at is the speed of light, right?
Okay.
That is the maximum load speed.
That is okay.
So I'm thinking that's why we can't travel faster than that, because if you travel faster than that, then you get to see beyond that, which is not what we're supposed to see.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but you'd have to believe in kind of like the simulation hypothesis. You'd have to
Yeah,
subscribe to
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think as science is developing, it's becoming more and more plausible. At least that's my opinion.
Oh, yeah. It's too hard to say. Any evidence you gather for the simulation hypothesis can also be used against it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. For me, it's just something really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we can create simulations, right? But then, if the existence above us have cracked quantum computing, or potentially even a higher form of computing than even that, then who's to say that they haven't just built such a sophisticated system where it's just a sandbox environment that runs itself?
Oh, who knows?
And then that's why we can't travel faster than the speed of light. Because if they do, then we break the game.
Right. Well, again, we can't send information faster than light, which I guess is the same thing.
Well, exactly, right? Like Tibia is just a bunch of information being transferred, right? That's
Yep.
what it is. That's literally all it is.
I have a good faster than light travel joke. It's really fast.
Okay.
So
Go on.
the theoretical particle that travels faster than light is called a tachyon. A tachyon moves backward in time, right? So the joke is this: it orders a drink. A tachyon walks into a bar.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, kind of cute. Because there's plenty of jokes involving particles and walking into bars. Like, a neutron orders a drink at a bar, and he asks, "How much is it?" And the bartender says, "For you, no charge." Or a photon checks into a hotel, and the hotel attendant says, "Where's your luggage?" And the photon says, "I'm traveling late."
Wow.
I like me some science jokes. There's another one that's a lot longer. It goes, um, Einstein, Newton, and Pascal are playing hide and seek. It's really silly. So Einstein is the one who's going to be looking. He's a what do you call the person who has to find people?
The robber?
Is it it? I don't know. It depends on your culture, I guess. In North America, like if you're playing tag, I guess even that game name it might be different. What do you call the game where you chase each other, and the person who like has to chase others is the it.
You mean Richie?
No, it's it. Like, the game of tag. What do you call that in New Zealand? Like you have to touch them, and then they become it, and then they begin to chase people.
Is this the problem with Richie? It's just that he's been tagged and no one's tagged him out.
Yeah, you have a different word for that name, right?
I
For
think
that game.
we call it what the fuck do we call it Tiggy, maybe?
Hmm.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. Bro, I didn't have much of a childhood, alright?
But you never played tag, or you never played playground games?
Not for a very, very long time.
Anyway.
My
Okay.
mother was afraid we'd fall off the monkey bars and hurt ourselves.
Anyway, Einstein, Newton, and Pascal are playing hide and seek. Einstein was it. Okay, he was the one who needs to look for the others. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna begin counting. So he closes his eyes, begins counting. Newton is like, okay, I'm gonna go hide. So Newton runs upstairs, and he disappears. Well, he runs upstairs. And Pascal, he thinks for a moment, and he goes, okay. He just draws a square on the ground, and he stands in it. And then when Einstein opens his eyes, he's like, aha, I found you, Pascal, because he's literally standing right in front of him. It's like, I found you. And then Pascal says, no, you actually found Newton.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Do you understand that one?
I don't know. My memory of Pascal is very limited. I
Okay.
just know he's the triangles guy.
Oh, well, in this case, it's pressure.
Where?
Because 1 Pascal, the unit of measure Pascal, is
Yeah.
1 Newton per square meter.
Ah.
So it's an amount of energy
Yeah.
being distributed across the surface area. So he draws a square of 1 meter. He stands in it. So he's
It's
a
1 square meter. Wow.
he's a Pascal. He's a Newton per square meter. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Just another one involving famous scientists. This one's even longer. I have to remember it. I'll remember it as I tell it. So, oh crap! Which 4 scientists did it involve again? Heisenberg, Schrödinger, and Ohm. So Werner Heisenberg, Erwin Schrödinger, and I forget what Ohm's first name was, but they're driving in a car. Katie's like, I don't want any of this side joke nonsense.
No, she's messaging me. She's going for dinner.
Okay. Heisenberg, Schrödinger, and Ohm are driving in a car down the highway, and Heisenberg is driving, and they get pulled over for speeding. And the officer's like, "Do you have any idea how fast you were going?" And Heisenberg goes, no, but I know exactly where I am. And then the officer's like, okay. Well, you were going 120 kilometers an hour. I guess in the actual joke is like you were going 80 miles an hour, but you know, I convert it for you.
Yeah.
And then Heisenberg throws his hands up. He goes, "Oh, great! Now I don't know where I am." And then the officer is even more confused. He goes, "All right, open your trunk. I gotta take a look at what's inside." So they open the trunk, and then the officer goes, "Oh my God, there's a dead cat in here." And then Schrodinger's like, "Oh my God." Oh, he actually. Oh, I screwed it up. The officer said, "Did you know you have a dead cat in here?" And then Schrodinger says, "Well, now we do, jackass." And then the officer says, "All right, all of you are under arrest." And Ohm resists.
Wow.
It kind of requires a basic understanding of what these three guys have achieved for science.
Isn't it amazing though how like all these things are named after them?
Yeah, this is the pinnacle of science, by the way. You get a unit of measure named after you.
Yeah, like that's kind of crazy.
1 ohm to measure resistance, 1 newton to measure force,
Force. Yeah.
1 Pascal to measure pressure.
It's absolutely. That's like you've made it. Like it's not like
Yeah.
a Nobel Prize or something. Like you literally have a unit of measure named after you.
Yeah, for the
That's
rest of
crazy.
humanity, people would just be using your name. And that's kind of, you've transcended like life, really. You've become a framework for humanity to understand things. It's kind of interesting that Einstein, I guess his name is too long. He doesn't have a unit of force after him. Well, maybe he does, I just don't know it. 1 Einstein.
I mean, he's a space-time guy, right? He's the guy who.
Yeah, he's mostly highly theoretical stuff.
Yeah. But that's crazy, man. To be able to envision a world like this, that's absolutely nuts. Like with no point of reference, it's just him coming up with the ideas, and then he could do the math for it, and then for him to be right after all these years. It's just,
Well,
this is why he could never have a girlfriend, because he was always right.
yeah, even his greatest blunder turned out to be truth. You know about Einstein's greatest blunder?
Which one is that?
I don't know the specifics, but he made a calculation about the expanding universe, and then he noticed he noticed something about it.
It's accelerating?
Yeah, the accelerator or something. And he's like, wait a minute, this can't be right. Nothing can go faster than light. And because he worked for so long on it, he's like, this is my greatest blunder, because it turns out I did all of this work for nothing. It's just wrong in the end. And then decades later, lo and behold, he was right all along.
What is one of your favorite topics to talk about?
Man, I love so many things. It's hard to pinpoint just one. Probably
What's your top 5?
Probably highly theoretical physics. That would be
But
one.
isn't all physics theoretical?
Yes, true. But physics can also be experimental.
So what kind of theoretical physics? Like string theory?
Sure, but string theory technically isn't a theory. But quantum mechanics would be one.
Okay. But genuinely though, before I die, I want a quantum entangle something. It's become a bucket list of mine.
Yeah. I don't think it's that hard, really. We do it every day.
I don't. Wait, what? We do?
Yeah.
How do we
Like
quantum
quantum entanglement can happen through natural processes, or you can force it through like by
Yeah, no, I
adding
want to force.
by adding energy into a system in such a way that I don't know the specifics, but that's how quantum CPUs operate, because they gathered a bunch of particles in one place and then they entangled all of them. They didn't just become entangled by coincidence inside the CPU. Humans made it that way.
I mean, I assume that much, but oh shit, bro! I got 74 arrows left.
Oh yeah, I've got 19 avalanches. Did you just get trapped?
Yeah, trapped. I'll be okay.
Yeah, I freed you, I think.
Nice. Damn, your SE does a lot of damage.
Oh my god, oh let me.
You alright?
Yeah, they just won't let me. Okay, so another thing I like talking about is I like philosophy, so morality is interesting to me. The concept of morality.
Let's come back because I've got 50 more to kill and I finish my bestiary.
Oh my god, we can just do it tomorrow. I don't have to come back. I might as well do Scarlet while we're here.
Hang on. I've still got 50 arrows. We can kill these.
Yeah. Yeah. So morality is such a gray area in terms of philosophy. I mean, all philosophy is, I guess, gray. That's why it's philosophy. But morality in particular, it's how do you?
But morality is very dependent on your personal views, right? Like we can do more. It's actually 10 arrows per pull. I just realized.
I got GFBs too. Yeah. So.
I've got avalanches. I give you 2.
I got like 200 GFBs. And then beyond that, 400 thunderstorms. So we're good.
Oh yeah, be fine.
So yeah, I want to talk about this in detail another day, on another episode. But
I think we need to like actually write down some stuff to talk about. And I think
Probably.
you might be better off starting us off,
yeah,
and then we kind of focus on one thing. Because like today, I think we just kind of just
we
Good
add
about everything.
it, yeah. But one thing I really want to talk about in regards to morality is it's related to the trolley problem.
to what?
The trolley problem.
The trolley problem.
You, I'm sure maybe you have a different name for it, but I'm sure you've heard of this. But suppose you have a person on a railway, and they're tied down, they can't move. And then on another track, you have 5 people tied down on the railway, they can't move. And there's a trolley coming towards them, or a train, whatever. And it's heading towards the 5 people, right? So if it actually reaches them, obviously it'll kill them. As a bystander, you have the ability to flip a switch and change the direction of the train. You can change it to the path where there's only one person. Would you do it?
Yeah, I can see why this is a morality test.
This is.
You sacrifice the lesser for to save the masses.
Do you commit evil to essentially rid of greater, or not rid of, but like to achieve? You commit a lesser evil so that you solve the greater evil, right? But that's not all of it, because you could kind of say that whatever hypothetical situation that led to the 5 people being on the track is natural, because no humans, well, we're assuming that no humans were involved in this. So maybe being
I'm out of arrows, by the way.
Okay. Maybe being tied
Using
down is
quick
not.
arrows.
Maybe being tied down is not the best example, but maybe they just turned around on the track. Let's do Scarlet. Have you done it?
Nope.
Yeah, let's go. So maybe they're just like they have their backs turned on the track and they don't notice that the train's coming. Okay. So yeah, whatever process that led them being there is natural, but you as an agent, as a human with freedom of choice, with a consciousness, you're consciously pulling a lever to kill someone. Whereas if you didn't pull it, you would let the natural course of events play out and 5 people die. But those 5 people are not on your conscience, they're not killed by you. Whereas if you pull the lever, that guy was killed by you.
You made the choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you made the choice. So this is the fundamental problem. And
Fuck, did we hunt for an hour already? That was so quick.
we knew it's an hour. Yeah. And this touches on 2 facets of morality. One is called utilitarian, where you're doing things for practical reasons, which means that you should pull the lever because it's more practical to have 1 person die versus 5 people die. And then you have the other side, that's deontological, which says that you should never commit an act that hurts people, regardless of the consequences.
Would the fact that you are aware of the situation mean that you've kind of, because you're involved at this point, right?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's one view to look at it.
Because you could say that if you take no, because it's like, is it? So even if you don't commit a crime, if you don't commit evil, but you know about the evil, but you don't report the evil, does that also make you evil?
Yeah, that's another consideration, I suppose. So, but this situation, it happens every day in real life, right? You can't avoid it. Especially in the field of medicine. If you work in a hospital, these kind of situations do happen.
Yes, no, I'm well aware.
Yeah, yeah, you work in the field. So, what do doctors do in these situations? Well, they practice the Hippocratical Oath. The first line that Hippocrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, I guess, the very first tenet in his oath is first do no harm. So, and that's it. First, do no harm. You are not allowed to do harm. You cannot pull the lever, because pulling the lever does harm.
But then not pulling the lever also does harm.
Yes, but it's not the harm caused by you.
But again, it goes back to that if you know, if you're now aware, doesn't that also make you kind of liable?
Complicit.
You just
I'm
pretending
sure
like it doesn't exist doesn't make the problem go away.
I'm sure there's
make it
philosophical school of thought that excuses you from that. But that's what it is, right? You cannot do harm. And there's another saying that goes, even if the heavens fall. That just means no matter what situation you're in, you cannot do harm. Obviously, this cannot apply on larger scales. So,
no, for example, a patient comes in and they're about to die, but in order for you to save them, you have to cut their arm off.
Well, that's not doing
What
harm.
do you do?
That's not the same thing.
No, by cutting the arm off, is it not doing harm?
It is, but it's for a greater good for that individual.
But then can't you also argue that in order for the greater good, you're killing the one?
Well, you're not killing him by cutting his arm off, right? You're saving him. So
but so this is on a very individualized kind of example, and what I'm saying is, for the greater good, you're willing to sacrifice, which is the point of this.
Well, you can't sacrifice another human being. So another better example would be, let's say, 3 patients come in. One of them requires a very special type of medicine that they need to procure, and the other 2 requires blood transfusion, right? Let's say the doctors procure the medicine. If they do so, the 2 patients who need a blood transfusion will die because they didn't get blood quick enough. and
Mm.
and then now, but if you decide to give the blood transfusion, the only person you have available is the third person. So we're assuming the blood types match. You can kill the third person who requires the medicine, and then give his blood to the other two to save the two of them. What do you do?
Mm.
So-
Well, no, okay. So in that example, then for sure you can't kill the one guy
To save two.
take his blood to save the other two.
You kind of have to let the two die. So that's the do no harm rule. But the reason I say this is not scalable is because what if it's not 2 people? What if it's 10 people? What if it's 100? A million?
What if the one? Because one person, I mean, that's a lot of blood, right? You could probably give
Right.
it to a lot of people.
It's hypothetical, but what if it's a million? What if it's the rest of the world? Huh.
Yep.
Then it becomes like, okay, well, I think we can allow the heavens to fall if it's the world. There's an excellent quote from a video game that goes, a video game, yeah, listen. All life is precious unless the price is all life.
Love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it reminds me of this other thing I read. It was, remember the golden rule. Those who have the gold makes the rules.
Yes. I like that one too. There's another good one that goes, steel wins battles, but gold wins wars.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gold has traditionally held its value. I mean, that's what kind of keeps everything sane. It's funny, people look at war and they think that killing, the guns and the stuff, that's the thing that kills the most amount of people, but it's actually starvation. Starvation kills most people in
Right.
wars.
Yeah. Famine, disease. That's another big one during wartime, because soldiers they don't get proper medical treatment.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's kind of crazy to think that. And people always forget it's not the guns that kill people. It's not the bow or the sword or whatever. It's just people starve. Because nobody's working on agriculture at this point in time.
You might blame Sun Tzu for part of that, or Sun Tzu, depending on your.
Sun Tzu, Art of War. I love that guy, man.
Yeah.
I read a lot of his books.
I actually did read The Art of War. One of the, well, I read it in English. I'm afraid to say. I did not read it in traditional Chinese, but
I can't read Chinese. Don't worry, bro.
okay.
I know what you mean.
So one of his chapters. Have you read it?
Audiobooks.
Oh,
If that counts.
Okay, yeah, it counts. Why not? It's the same information. One of his chapters goes like, why make your own food when you can take your enemy's food? Each pound of the enemy's grain is worth 10 pounds of your own grain. Because not only are you depriving the enemy of their resources, you also don't have to produce your own resources, and you don't have to manage them, you don't have to transport them, you don't have to do anything. You just take, and it's yours.
It's funny that part, right? Because I remember that part, and how I applied it to my real life is that if I discount my product and I sell it cheaper to my customers, right? Or if I give, say, if I just went to a dental practice and I gave them free masks for a year, right? People would think that, one, I'm crazy, but I'm like, you know what? I've solidified my product inside this company. My branding's in there. But most importantly, these guys aren't buying masks from anyone else, right? I've locked them out.
Yes. I guess capitalism is like war in that sense.
It is a fucking war, bro. So I think Sun Tzu Art of War. It's one of the other main thing I remembered from him was only start a war you can win.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really basic,
Obvious. Yeah.
but so many people act on emotion and start something that they're just not gonna win. You
Right.
need to learn when to walk away and when to know that you are disadvantaged.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in there that would apply to modern life, and there's a lot of things that won't apply to modern life. But
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
just
look, I mean,
a product of the times.
it's just really interesting to do. I don't know. I feel like people back then were truly impressive because a lot of things nowadays is the abundance of information out there. Anyone can become an expert in anything. But back then, you genuinely just had to come up with this shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that could be another topic we talk about.
You want to do
Sun
Drew?
Tzu art of war. Sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me just get some potions and.
You don't need potions for Drew. Come on.
No, I literally don't have anything.
Mm.
And I don't have bolts. I should probably get bolts. Bolts I'll need.
You probably don't even need that, but sure.
Come on. I need some bolts.
Yeah, there's one section in Art of War that made me laugh because it's kind of irrelevant to modern war. He was I can't remember the specific line, but it was something like the side that has aerial advantage will win the war, something like that. Like if you can take flight, then you will have an advantage over the enemy. Something like
I
that.
mean, from his time, yeah, that would be highly relevant.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like having the high ground, so to speak.
Yeah. Today it's like, dude, all
I mean, if it
wars are
applies to
aerial.
Jedi's, surely.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ancient literature.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just start coming up with a list of things, so it's a little bit more structured.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like I really want to do the consciousness one again. I really want to do the philosophical one, almost like the purpose of life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was really interesting. I really want to do. I think just getting other people's perspective is always really good. Like I was talking to this guy today at badminton. He's like this really old guy. He cleans the facilities at the club.
Oh wow, cool.
He's a bit of a weirdo. Like he's like, you know, Rick and Morty.
The
He kind of
cartoon.
looks
Yeah.
like, yeah, he kind of looks like Rick, like the crazy scientist look.
Okay.
Bad teeth, white curly hair. You know, it's kind of long. And anyway, but he's just, I feel like he's living in a different world to all of us. Because he's like, Eli, I don't believe in just one religion. I believe in all the religions. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And he'll just explain to me.
Dude's enlightened, man.
And this, I mean, this is the thing that really, like, there's a lot of freaking weirdos like this that exist, right? And, but they're like so, like this is just what he believes in, you know? And he was telling me how the world is a crock of shit, because what were we talking about? He said that all
Oh crap! Damn it. Wow. Okay, I'll do it again. There we go.
So he said all. The fuck did he say? Oh, so he believes in reincarnation,
Okay.
right? And but things reincarnate. So you could be an insect, then you reincarnate to a bird, you reincarnate to a lion, and a dog and a cat is the final form you'll reincarnate into before you become a human, which is like the ultimate tier. You can,
So
think of
karma.
it almost like, yeah.
Concept of karma. Yeah.
And he said that it takes about 500,000 years for a full circle to come through.
Wow, that's a bold claim, but okay.
You do Tamira?
You want to do Tamira? Let's do Tamira.
No, why not? I'm not sleepy at all. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a weekend.
Yeah. But then I said, if it takes 500,000 years, I mean, because according to written literature, at least recorded history, humanity's existed all of 10,000. So how does that work? And he's like, no, that's a crock of shit. Humans have been around for 18 million years. And I'm like, what?
Wow. Okay.
That's very interesting.
I think we were barely like rodents at that point.
So I don't know. I was like, hang on. If we're, I'm very bad at multitasking. Had to switch my boss theory to Tamir. So anyway, so we've been around for 18 million years apparently, and the other thing he told me was vegetables. He said you shouldn't eat anything that's grown underground, like potatoes, for example, carrots. The vegetables that grow underground. I was like, why? I said he said because these vegetables soak up all the evil of the humans that have been buried in the dirt, and when you eat it, you become evil yourself. I'm like, what?
You lose karma.
Yeah, like literally.
Does he also believe in nirvana?
What's that?
Because humans are not, but based on this religious doctrine, humans are not the ultimate form. The ultimate form is nirvana, which is nothingness, a state of total oblivion. So once you've reincarnated into the perfect human, so you can gather karma as a human and then reincarnate up the social ladder and become better and better humans each time. But once you've reached the best human you can be, well, with all of your karma, you stop reincarnating. You will reach nirvana. That's like the ultimate state of being. And when this happens, you're just done. You no longer reincarnate. So,
but then what happens then?
You're just done. It's yeah. I don't know. I don't think. Well, I'm not a religious expert, but I don't think all. Oh my God, these things are so annoying. I don't think all religions that believe in karma believe in nirvana. But that's kind of one way you can subscribe to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of pulled them all back up.
It's okay.
I'm really useless at this.
Just run back up earlier. Oh, they follow you. Okay, yeah. It's a little more difficult with two people, I guess. I don't know. Those people, we call them crazy, but they really just live in a different world from us. Like, it's who are we to judge?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I asked him about, what do you do in a day? Like, what's your daily routine? And he's just like, I get up, and then I go walk my birds. I'm like, what do you mean you walk your birds? Yeah, it's like, he's got literally like a group of birds that he puts on a leash. I feel like I'm very not contributing here.
That's okay. Just stay up there. Just stay up there.
And yeah, he's literally just like, he says, I put my birds on the leash and take them to the backyard and go for a walk. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, literally. And yeah, but I gotta be careful. There's a local bird here called the pukeko, and they're wild, and he has to keep them away from his pigeons because otherwise the pigeons will get eaten by this pukeko bird.
Okay.
And what was running through my head was, this guy, right, thinks the way he thinks, but has absolutely no, like, he's not depressed, he's not nothing, he's living just his life happily. believing all these things. And I just think he's absolutely delusional. But at the same time, it's like, he's got probably a stronger purpose than I have.
True. Yeah.
Because he truly believes in what he believes in.
Leave you stay on the other side.
Yeah, I was just using the thing. I thought that was kind of interesting. This guy is just like, get up every day, walk my birds, feed my birds.
I
And then goes to
walking
work.
birds just gets me.
I know, it's good, no, because he said these birds are injured. Their wings don't work.
Oh, okay.
So to get them exercise, he walks them. I was like, that's kind of noble of you. But then this guy, he's just like living his days kind of peacefully, happily, even though it's just a bunch of nonsense what he believes in. But who am I to say he's wrong, really?
Yeah. If he finds happiness in it, then, all the power.
Yeah, exactly.
You might have to map click to get away from these. Because your haste... Oh, yeah, your haste probably... You have to use tempo set, but...
No, I did.
I can just use Utani Her on this floor and reach speed cap, essentially. Alright. Yeah, that's good.
This is so annoying. That's right, I can hold one.
We're almost done. Wow, I clicked on it like the second it disappeared. But yeah, morality is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. But ironically, I don't really have much to add to it. But I just like talking about it. Giant pearl.
Wait. Let me just put some.
Take it to the corner. Yeah, just... Oh, wait. It's on me, so I have to stand. There we go. This boss is actually really weak to ice. It's cool. Have you heard of the doctrine of double effect? They use it a lot in wartime. The doctrine of double effect. They use, well, at least the West uses it in wartime to justify actions that essentially kill civilians during war. Like, it's morally correct to do so. I find it's a great way for, the death of innocence to be kind of like justified in their eyes.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but I guess things have to be that way in wartime.
But it just depends on what side you're fighting for, right?
Well, the thing with double effect is that it's justifying it on a morally, or as morally objective as you can get. I don't think there's objective morality, but you are kind of, it's, I don't know, it's as objective as you can get, as close as you can get.
Hmm. Morality.
It's a tough topic.
Such a interesting concept if you think about it.
Oh,
Is
I've
it moral?
thought about it.
If someone is coming to kill you, rape your children and your wife, does that give you the moral high ground to kill him or her?
Five.
Does it justify it? Hey? What?
Sure, why not?
Oh,
Oh, I was
But then-
saying, yeah, okay.
but then it's like this guy's, I don't know. Let's say he had a good reason to do it. Maybe this isn't the best example, but let's assume he's got a really good reason to do it, and
okay.
by his definition, he's moral as well. So moral can exist in both scenarios, but also be negative and towards each party.
Huh. Yeah. There's. That's why I say there's no such thing as objective morality, because one act could seem moral to one person, but to the opposite party, it could be totally immoral.
But then, it almost feels like it's redundant. Like if it could be cancelled out so easily.
Well, I don't think canceling out is the right term here, because that kind of implies that there is an absolute scale of morality where committing a moral act like slides it along, let's say to the right side, and then an act of immorality slides it back to the left side. I don't think that's how morality works. I think there are multiple sliders, and sometimes you slide ones to the right, and sometimes you slide ones to the left, and you as a human
Tinder?
have to judge. Sure, swipe right, swipe left. Yeah. No, they're
No, I'm just kidding, bro.
they're sliders. They're like when you're making a character in Skyrim or any other RPG. They're sliders. And as a human, you have to look at all your sliders, and you have to judge: am I a good person? Am I moral? I don't think anyone else can judge for you. Or maybe society can, and go by society's rules of what's moral. But you yourself have to kind of judge for yourself. I think that's more important than what society thinks. Anyway,
Yeah.
good talk.